Hey friends, welcome to tonight's relaxing philosophy for sleep. This slow-spoken bedtime gentle narration is designed to help you unwind, clear your mind, and drift into a peaceful night's rest. Imagine the calm of the night wrapping around you, your body sinking deeper into your bed with each gentle exhale, and your mind slowly finding peace. Tonight, we dive into the Stoic lessons that can guide your mind into serene, restful dreams. Stoicism, often seen as the philosophy of strength and endurance, can be a perfect companion when you're looking to ease into sleep. You probably never realized philosophy could lull you to sleep so peacefully, right? But in these quiet moments, Stoicism teaches us to embrace the things we cannot control, letting go of what no longer serves us, and quieting our minds. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And, if you'd like, drop a comment with where you're tuning in from and what time it is in your neck of the woods. I always love hearing how this little retreat into philosophy finds you. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. To begin, let's think about acceptance. Stoicism is grounded in the idea that peace doesn't come from controlling the world around you, but from accepting the things you can't change. As you lie here, think about the day you've had, the things that have weighed on your mind, the worries you've carried throughout the hours. Now, imagine for a moment that you simply let go of those worries. You don't have to fix them, confront them, or even dwell on them anymore. The Stoics would tell you that your peace lies in this very act of acceptance. There's a freedom in letting go. You might be thinking, but what about my problems? Shouldn't I focus on them, even just for a minute? Well, the Stoics would argue that the more you dwell on things you can't control, the more restless your mind becomes. Remember the ancient words of Epictetus: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. As you lie in bed, let your body relax with each deep breath. With each inhale, draw in the stillness of the night. With each exhale, release the tension of your day. This is the power of acceptance, allowing things to simply be as they are, knowing that your mind and body will find their own rhythm in the silence. You don't need to solve everything tonight, and in fact, you're more likely to find clarity after a good night's sleep. There's something deeply profound in the Stoics' approach to letting go. You may have heard that control is an illusion. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that we can influence every outcome, every situation. But what if we couldn't? What if we allowed ourselves to accept that life moves as it will, and our only job is to respond in a way that keeps our minds calm? It's a powerful practice, and it's one that can make a world of difference in how we sleep. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius taught that to live in harmony with the world, you must accept it, not try to change every little detail. As you let go of your grip on the things you can't control, you'll feel a weight lift off your shoulders. You may not have realized it, but your mind, much like a storm that finally finds calm after the wind dies down, is finding its peace. Let's take a moment to reflect on the world around you. As you lie in bed, the night sky above you is quiet. Think of the vastness, the stillness. The universe moves as it will, and yet there is peace in its movement. Perhaps like the stars, you don't need to fight against the current of life. You can, instead, float gently with it. There is no need to push against the waves. There is only the flow. This imagery is deeply Stoic. In the midst of a storm or a sea of chaos, the Stoics would teach you to find your center, your calm. You can do this right here in your bed. As you feel your body sink deeper into relaxation, remember that you don't need to control everything around you. Peace comes when we accept the world as it is, free of judgment, free of resistance. And while we're on the subject of acceptance, let's talk about the beauty of the night itself. Often, we think of sleep as something we must earn after a busy day, a checklist of tasks or achievements that qualify us for rest. But in Stoic terms, rest and sleep are simply a natural part of the human cycle, a gift we deserve by being human. The night doesn't judge us. It doesn't demand anything from us. It simply offers itself to us as a quiet retreat. In fact, sleep is an opportunity to practice acceptance, to surrender fully to the present moment. You don't need to try to force sleep to happen. Instead, let go of any expectations you have. Simply allow it to come to you. The same way you might allow the night to envelop you. The Stoics encourage us to embrace the natural rhythms of life, of sleep, without resistance. Think of it as a surrender, not to weakness, but to the wisdom of your body's needs. You may have noticed that the more you try to control your sleep, the more elusive it becomes. The more you think about how to sleep, the harder it is to actually fall asleep. This is where the Stoic approach truly shines. By letting go of your need for control, you open the door for peace to enter. It's a paradox. Really, the more you stop trying to force sleep, the more easily it arrives. In this quiet moment, just as you allow the night to settle in, trust that sleep will follow in its own time. Just as the sun sets and rises with no effort on your part, sleep will come to you when you make space for it. The Stoics believe that peace comes when we stop striving, when we simply surrender to the natural flow of things. So, as you lie here now, feel your body sink deeper into relaxation. Let the warmth of your blanket cocoon you in a gentle embrace. Feel your muscles soften as the weight of your day slips away. Take one more deep breath and let the air settle your mind. The night is here, and with it comes the invitation to simply be. You don't need to be anything other than what you are right now, human being resting in peace. Let's continue on this journey of relaxation together. Now that we've embraced the power of acceptance, let's move deeper into the Stoic practice of letting go. The ability to release unnecessary burdens is a gift, and it's something that can profoundly impact how we sleep. Imagine, for a moment, that you're holding a heavy bag. It might be full of worries, doubts, or even memories from your day. Each one of these burdens weighs you down, even if you don't consciously realize it. Now, picture yourself setting the bag down. With every breath you take, you release another worry. You don't need to carry them anymore. They're not yours to keep. Just as the Stoics believed in the power of detachment, you too can practice letting go. It doesn't mean you stop caring, but rather that you accept what's beyond your control and let it fade into the background of your mind. You can let go of the things that disturb your peace. Sleep, much like inner peace, comes when we stop fighting with the things we can't change. You might be wondering how exactly to let go of something. It's easier said than done, right? The Stoics had a simple yet profound answer to this: don't fight it. If a worry comes to your mind, don't try to push it away. That would only add more resistance and tension. Instead, observe it, acknowledge it, and let it pass. Think of it like a cloud drifting across the sky. You don't grab the cloud and hold it. You simply let it float away. This is how you can release your thoughts. When they arise, let them be, and then watch them drift out of your mind. It's a simple but powerful practice that can make a huge difference as you prepare for sleep. By letting go of the mental clutter, you create space for calm, for clarity, and for rest. The Stoics believed that our emotions and thoughts, when left unchecked, can act as distractions, leading us further away from tranquility. But by practicing detachment, we regain control over our minds and bodies, allowing us to rest fully. As you breathe deeply, imagine those distracting thoughts floating away like leaves on a stream. You don't need them anymore. All that matters now is the peace that's unfolding within you. Philosophers still debate whether letting go means completely detaching from all emotions or simply choosing not to dwell on them. Some argue that the Stoic path is about total emotional control, while others believe it's about cultivating a healthy relationship with your feelings, acknowledging them without allowing them to dictate your actions. Either way, the practice of letting go remains a powerful tool for finding inner peace. And it's something that you can do right here, right now, as you drift into sleep. You may have a million thoughts racing through your mind, but you don't have to entertain them. With every exhale, imagine them fading away. The Stoics would tell you that it's not about stopping the thoughts, but about not letting them rule your life. The more you can release, the easier it will be to sink into a peaceful, undisturbed sleep. Now, let's dive deeper into the Stoic concept of silence. The night, with all its stillness, offers us a perfect opportunity to connect with this principle. It's easy to overlook the power of silence in a world filled with noise, constant chatter, buzzing phones, and the never-ending stream of thoughts and information. But silence, as the Stoics understood, is a treasure. In fact, it's in the silence where true wisdom often reveals itself. When was the last time you truly embraced the quiet? Not the quiet of being alone, but the quiet of the mind when you stop trying to fill every moment with thought, and instead simply allow yourself to be. As you lie here in the peaceful embrace of your bed, think of silence not as emptiness, but as the space where your true self can emerge. The Stoics often meditated in silence, allowing their minds to clear so they could focus on what truly mattered. In silence, you don't need to do anything or be anything. You simply exist. This is the essence of letting go. Imagine yourself in the stillness of the night. The world outside is quiet. The only sounds are the soft rustling of the trees, perhaps the hum of a distant car, or the rhythm of your own breath. In this silence, you can let go of the need to do, to act, to fix. There is no pressure to perform, no task waiting for you to complete. There is only the peace of the present moment. In this silence, you don't have to prove anything. You can simply relax, knowing that you are enough. The Stoics taught that the pursuit of wisdom and peace requires moments of stillness, and there's no better time to embrace this than now, as you prepare for rest. Allow the quiet to sink into your bones, filling you with a sense of calm. There's nothing you need to add to this moment. Everything is as it should be. As we continue, let's reflect on how this applies to our thoughts. Often, our minds are filled with a never-ending stream of concerns, worries, and plans for the future. But in the same way we can let go of physical burdens, we can also release mental ones. Imagine that each thought you have is like a piece of paper. When you're done with it, you can choose to fold it, put it down, and walk away. You don't need to hold on to every piece of paper forever. In fact, the more you hold on to them, the heavier the load becomes. It's the same with thoughts. The Stoics believed in the power of focusing only on what is within our control and letting everything else go. As you prepare to rest, reflect on whether the thoughts you're holding on to are truly worth your energy. Can you release them? Can you allow your mind to empty out, just like a room being cleared of clutter? When you do, you'll find that a calm, peaceful sleep comes more easily. So, as you continue to lie here in your peaceful space, take a deep breath. Let go of any lingering tension in your body. Let go of the thoughts that are trying to take your attention. And let go of the need to do anything more tonight. You are enough. Your rest is a gift, and you've earned it. As you sink deeper into this space of calm, know that with every breath, you are embracing the Stoic practice of letting go. You are accepting the present moment, allowing it to fill you with peace. And in this peaceful space, sleep will come naturally, bringing you the rest you deserve. As you lie here, let your body soften into the bed, feeling each muscle relax and each breath grow deeper. Tonight, we turn our focus toward one of the most powerful and yet often overlooked Stoic principles, the value of silence. It's funny, isn't it? In a world brimming with noise, the thought of silence can be unsettling, almost foreign. Yet, the Stoics understood that silence isn't just an absence of sound. It's a presence of peace. It's in this silence where we can truly hear ourselves, where we can tune into the stillness of the mind and the wisdom that resides there. The nights, especially, offer us an opportunity to embrace this quiet. While the world sleeps, we too can choose to slow down, clear our minds, and embrace the serenity that comes with true silence. So, as you settle into this moment, allow yourself to experience the silence not as something missing, but as something full of potential, full of calm, full of clarity, and full of peace. Let the quiet embrace you. Let it soothe the corners of your mind, making space for sleep to come naturally. Think of it like this. When we live in the constant rush of daily life, we often forget the healing power of quiet. We feel the need to fill every moment with activity, even with thoughts, as if silence were something to be feared. But the Stoics knew that silence has its own voice, a voice that speaks in subtle ways. It speaks in the calm of a clear mind, the stillness of a peaceful heart, and the simplicity of being present. So, as you lie here, think about how you're experiencing silence right now. There's no pressure to think about anything specific, no need to focus on anything other than the gentle rhythm of your breath. You don't need to do anything except let go of the urge to fill the space with thoughts. Just be, just breathe. Just exist in this moment. The Stoics would say that peace comes from cultivating this stillness within yourself by accepting that sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing at all. In fact, it is often in those moments of quiet when the mind can rest. The body can heal and sleep can arrive more easily. Philosophers still debate the deeper implications of silence. Is it a form of escape, or is it a tool of self-discovery and self-discipline? Some argue that silence is a form of avoidance, a way of evading life's challenges. Others, like the Stoics, believe that it is through silence that we come to understand ourselves more clearly. In the quiet, we don't need distractions to define us. We don't need external noise to shape our identity. Instead, we can rest in the truth of who we are, free from the pressure of the world's demands. It's in these moments of quiet reflection that the Stoic mind finds its peace. This is where you are right now, finding your peace in the stillness. The more you embrace this silence, the easier it becomes to let go of the unnecessary noise that clouds your mind during the day. Imagine, as you breathe deeply, that with each exhale, you're pushing away any thoughts that don't serve you. Let them drift away like leaves carried by a gentle breeze. You're left with the silence, the peace, and the stillness of the night. This stillness is not merely a void. It's a space that allows you to reconnect with your true self without all the distractions and obligations of daily life. Think of it as an empty canvas where you can begin again each night, fresh and clear. The Stoics taught that we don't need to add more noise to our lives to find fulfillment. In fact, it's often the opposite. Less is more. The more we can embrace simplicity and quiet, the more we can align ourselves with our true nature. As you sink deeper into your bed, think of the silence around you as a sanctuary. You don't need to rush through this moment. You don't need to force anything. Just let the silence be. Let it wash over you like a gentle wave, smoothing out the rough edges of your thoughts and bringing you closer to the calm, peaceful sleep that's waiting for you now. Let's reflect on the idea of quietness in the context of your thoughts. We often forget how much noise our minds create. It's like having a radio on all the time, tuned to different frequencies of worry, stress, or even excitement. The Stoics would tell you that these distractions are often unnecessary. Just as you can turn off a radio, you can also turn down the volume of your thoughts. Each thought you have doesn't need to hold your attention. They don't need to dictate your mood or your state of being. In fact, you have the power to observe your thoughts without becoming attached to them. Imagine your thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky of your mind. You don't need to grab hold of each one. You don't need to follow them. You can simply observe them, let them pass, and return to the peaceful stillness of the present moment. By allowing yourself this space, this silence, you are giving yourself the opportunity to rest, to rejuvenate, and to prepare your mind for sleep. Just as a musician needs silence between notes to create harmony, you need silence in your life to create balance and peace. In fact, this space between thoughts is where true rest begins. When your mind is constantly running, when it's always thinking, planning, or worrying, it's impossible to find true rest. But when you learn to step back from your thoughts, to detach from them, you allow your mind to settle into a natural state of calm. The Stoics practiced this detachment through meditation, through mindfulness, and through accepting that not everything needs to be thought about right now. The world will still be there in the morning. The problems will still be there. But right now, in this moment, you have the luxury of peace. Allow yourself to experience that peace fully. Let go of any thoughts that are still lingering. Release them into the silence and let your mind rest. As we approach the final moments of this quiet journey, take a moment to appreciate the stillness around you. The more you embrace this silence, the more you'll find that your thoughts become clearer, your mind becomes quieter, and your body can finally relax. The Stoics would remind you that this is not only a practice for sleep, but a practice for life. By learning to embrace silence, by learning to let go of unnecessary noise, you are building the foundation for a more peaceful existence, one that allows you to sleep deeply and wake up refreshed. So, take another deep breath and let the silence fill you completely. In the silence, you are free. Free from the noise of the world, free from the pressure of constant doing, and free to simply be. Now that you've embraced the peace of silence, let's explore another key Stoic concept that can guide your mind into restful sleep: the idea of virtue over comfort. It's a fascinating paradox in the world of Stoicism, the belief that true fulfillment doesn't come from seeking comfort, but from living a virtuous life. In today's world, we often equate comfort with happiness. We seek the softest blankets, the fluffiest pillows, the most soothing sounds, thinking that these things will bring us peace. And while there's nothing wrong with these comforts, the Stoics would remind us that peace isn't found in external luxuries, it's found in the state of our inner lives. So, as you lie here, in the comfort of your bed, think about how you're approaching this moment. Are you simply looking for physical comfort? Or are you also cultivating a sense of inner peace? The kind that comes from living in alignment with your values, your integrity, and your purpose. This is what the Stoics believed would bring you true rest. Not the temporary satisfaction of physical comfort, but the deeper satisfaction that comes from knowing you've lived well. Imagine, for a moment, that your bed is not just a place for physical rest, but a place where you can also rest your mind and soul. When we prioritize virtue, we're no longer seeking comfort as an escape from the world. Instead, we're learning to engage with life in a way that allows us to find true contentment, regardless of our external circumstances. Picture yourself as a Stoic philosopher lying in bed at the end of a long day. You haven't chased after fleeting comforts or pleasures, but instead, you've focused on living in accordance with what is right, what is just, and what aligns with your purpose. Now, as you lie here, there's no need to chase after more. You've already found peace in the choices you've made. This is the essence of virtue over comforter, peaceful mind that can rest, not because of external comforts, but because of an inner alignment with what is truly valuable. Philosophers still argue about the role of comfort in life. Can we enjoy comfort without becoming attached to it? Is it possible to experience both the pleasures of the world and the tranquility of the Stoic mindset? Some say that comfort and virtue can coexist, while others believe that pursuing comfort at all costs undermines the Stoic pursuit of inner peace. But as you lie here, preparing for sleep, think about your own relationship with comfort. How often do you seek physical relaxation as a way of escaping discomfort, only to find that it's fleeting? True rest, as the Stoics taught, comes not from seeking comfort, but from cultivating the virtues of wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. When you live in alignment with these virtues, your mind becomes naturally at peace, and that peace is what allows you to fall into a deep, restorative sleep. Now, as you drift further into relaxation, think about how this principle can be applied to your day-to-day life. Virtue over comfort doesn't mean rejecting all comforts or pleasures. It simply means not letting them control you. The Stoics would say that external pleasures are fleeting, and the pursuit of them often leads to more desires, more restlessness, and ultimately, more discomfort. On the other hand, when we focus on cultivating virtues, patience, gratitude, humility, and clarity, we can find a lasting form of peace that doesn't rely on external circumstances. And that peace, that inner contentment, is what allows you to relax deeply, to let go of the day, and to welcome sleep with open arms. As you lie here, reflect on how your mind feels right now. Has it become quieter as you've embraced the idea of virtue over comfort? Does it feel lighter, more at ease? The Stoics believed that living a virtuous life wasn't just a moral duty, was a practical way to reduce anxiety and stress. When you focus on living with integrity, when you act in alignment with your values, there's a sense of peace that comes from knowing you're doing the right thing. You don't need external validation, and you don't need to chase after fleeting pleasures. You simply need to be true to yourself, and that truth will bring you comfort that is deeper than any external luxury. This is the kind of comfort that allows you to rest, to sleep, and to wake up feeling at peace with yourself and the world. And so, as you settle further into the comfort of your bed, consider how virtue has shaped your day. Maybe there were moments when you acted with patience, or when you chose gratitude over frustration. Perhaps you didn't chase after every temptation or pleasure, but instead chose the path of clarity and wisdom. These are the moments that bring you true peace. And now, as you prepare for sleep. This inner peace is what allows you to let go of any lingering worries, any distractions, and any desire for more. You have everything you need right now: the peace of a virtuous life, the comfort of the present moment, and the rest that comes from knowing you've done your best. The Stoics would remind us that our ultimate goal is not to pursue pleasure or avoid discomfort, but to live in accordance with nature, in harmony with our true selves. When we focus on this alignment, we naturally find peace, and peace is what makes sleep restful and deep. So as you breathe deeply now, let that peace fill your entire being. Let it wash over you like a gentle tide, soothing and calming. Let it remind you that all is well. You don't need to strive for more. You don't need to do anything except be. And in that simplicity, you find true comfort, the comfort of a peaceful mind, the comfort of living with virtue, and the comfort of knowing that tonight you can rest deeply and peacefully. Now that you've explored the power of silence and the importance of virtue over comfort, let's move forward with another powerful Stoic concept: embracing the present moment. In a world where distractions pull us in every direction, it's easy to forget that the only moment we truly have is right now. The Stoics taught that peace can only be found in the present. When you're caught up in thoughts of the past or anxieties about the future, your mind becomes scattered, restless, and far from the calm state necessary for deep rest. Imagine for a moment that you are free from the pull of time. There's no past to regret, no future to worry about. There's only this moment, this breath, this present space. As you lie in bed, allow your awareness to settle fully into the here and now. The present moment is the only space where you have control, where your thoughts can rest, and where sleep can find you. The past is gone, and the future hasn't come yet. All that exists is this moment, and that moment is enough. The Stoics would tell you that true contentment comes from cultivating mindfulness and focusing on the present, rather than letting your mind wander off into the regrets or desires of the past and future. This practice allows you to release all unnecessary burdens, to lay down the weight of time, and to fully embrace the peace of the present moment. As you feel your body settle into your bed, let yourself focus on the physical sensations around you. Notice the coolness of the sheets against your skin, the softness of the pillow supporting your head, and the rise and fall of your breath. These simple sensations are all you need to connect with the present. The moment you stop thinking about tomorrow's tasks or yesterday's troubles, you allow your body and mind to truly relax. It's in this space of awareness that sleep can arrive naturally, without the need to force or struggle. Philosophers still debate the concept of the present moment. Is it truly the only moment that matters? Some argue that without considering the past or future, we can't grow or plan effectively. But the Stoics believed that the past is already gone and the future is beyond our control. So the present is the only time that truly matters. By focusing on the present, you free yourself from unnecessary worry, from the mental traps of rumination and anxiety. This practice is powerful, not just for sleep, but for life. Think of it like this: when you allow yourself to be fully present, free from distractions, you reclaim your power. You stop letting your thoughts pull you away from the peace that's always available in the moment. The Stoics would argue that peace and serenity aren't found in external circumstances, or in future hopes. They're found in the here and now. And in that simple truth lies the key to deep, restorative sleep. Imagine that you're lying here, fully aware of your surroundings. The world outside may be busy, but in this moment, none of it matters. It's just you and the present. There's no rush, no pressure, no noise. There's nothing to fix or solve. Your body can rest because your mind is focused solely on the now. And this, my friend, is the beauty of embracing the present. It's a form of freedom. When you live fully in the present, you stop resisting what is and instead flow with it. You release any grip on the past or future and allow yourself to simply be. In this space, you are safe. You are enough. And sleep, which often eludes us when we're tangled in our thoughts, will come naturally. The Stoics believed that if we could focus on what is happening right now, without regret or anticipation, we would experience a sense of harmony and peace with the world around us. And that peace, free from distraction and worry, is what enables us to find deep rest. Now, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let go of any lingering thoughts about the past or future. They no longer serve you in this moment. They are distant echoes, fading away into the background. As you breathe in, feel yourself grounding into the present. Feel the weight of your body against the bed, the warmth of the blankets, and the rhythm of your breath. These are the simple sensations of the now. This is all that is needed. The more you focus on the present, the more you allow your mind to settle into a space of calm. It's like you're sinking deeper and deeper into the stillness of the night, and with each breath, you move further from the distractions of your day. Let yourself rest in the comfort of now, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. This is your time to recharge, to let go of the stress of the past, and to leave behind any worries about what's to come. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, picture yourself becoming lighter, your thoughts growing softer, your body more relaxed. The present moment is like a gentle tide washing over you, taking away any lingering tension or stress. The Stoics knew that we don't need to seek peace elsewhere. It's right here, right now, within us. And as you rest in this peace, know that it is the foundation for a restful night's sleep. The more you can embrace the present, the less restless your mind will be. You don't need to do anything except allow the moment to unfold naturally. The present is where true peace lies. Let it fill you completely. Allow your mind and body to be fully present in this moment, and you'll find that sleep, much like peace, comes effortlessly. And as you relax deeper into the stillness, take comfort in the fact that this practice of embracing the present moment is something you can return to whenever you need it. Sleep may come and go, but the peace of the present moment is always available to you. Every time you practice focusing on the here and now, you are strengthening your ability to rest, to let go, and to live in harmony with the world around you. So, as you settle into the quiet of the night, remember that all is well in the present. You are enough. You are at peace. And with that, sleep will come, bringing you the rest you deserve. As you continue to sink deeper into relaxation, let's reflect on the Stoic idea of the ephemeral nature of life. Everything, including stress, is temporary. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the understanding that life, in all its aspects, whether joyful or painful, is constantly changing, and nothing lasts forever. Just like the seasons, the ups and downs of life are fleeting. Stoic philosophers, like Marcus Aurelius, often wrote about the impermanence of life and the importance of recognizing that we can't control the inevitable cycles of change. This understanding can bring a sense of calm, especially when you're facing challenges or feeling weighed down by worries. Tonight, as you rest in your bed, think about the transient nature of your concerns, your day, and the world around you. Everything that feels heavy or burdensome right now, whether it's stress from work, relationships, or even your own thoughts, will eventually pass. Just like the clouds in the sky that float by, the worries of today will dissipate with time. Nothing is permanent, and that includes the discomfort or stress you may feel. Imagine, as you settle into the softness of your pillow, that you can let go of everything that isn't serving you. Picture your stress or tension fading away, like footprints in the sand washed by the tide. You don't need to hold on to them. They will be gone soon enough, just like the day's sunset is followed by the peaceful night. Philosophers still argue about how much emphasis we should place on the transient nature of life. Some believe that constantly reminding ourselves of life's impermanence could make us too detached, too resigned to the inevitability of change. Others, however, argue that recognizing the temporary nature of everything helps us appreciate the present more fully and alleviates the burden of stress. From a Stoic perspective, it's not about avoiding or denying change, but rather about accepting it as a natural part of existence. By acknowledging that nothing lasts forever, you free yourself from the anxiety of trying to control things that are beyond your power. This perspective can be incredibly liberating, especially at bedtime, when the mind often races with thoughts of the future or lingering regrets from the past. Embrace the idea that all things good or bad will eventually pass. Just as the night will fade into dawn, your worries will fade as well. And in this fleeting moment, you can rest, knowing that peace will return to you. Now, let's bring this back to your body and the way you're feeling in this very moment. Life is constantly changing, and so are you. Just as you feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, recognize that every breath is an opportunity to let go. With every exhale, you can release the tension of the day, knowing that it too will pass. Your body, much like the world, is in a constant state of change, and just as the seasons shift from winter to spring, so too will your thoughts shift from restless to calm. You can think of each breath as a reminder of the impermanence of all things, even the discomfort you may feel in this moment. It's temporary. This stress, this restlessness, it will pass. And with it, you will find peace. The Stoics remind us that the world moves forward, whether we're ready for it or not. And that's perfectly okay. You don't have to fight against it. Instead, you can accept it. You can release your grip on the need to control time or to dwell in the past. Life, like sleep, is fleeting, and your job is to simply rest in the present moment, knowing that change is always underway. The wisdom of recognizing life's impermanence extends to how we perceive our experiences. Often, when we're caught up in stress or frustration, we treat these feelings as if they will last forever. But the Stoic mind knows better. Everything, from the pain of loss to the joy of success, is momentary. If you've ever had a sleepless night filled with racing thoughts, you know how easy it is to feel as though the discomfort will never end. But remember, nothing stays the same forever. The troubles of today will be gone tomorrow, just like the day's end is always followed by the peace of night. The same way the sun sets and rises again, so too will the worries and troubles of your life shift and change. This is one of the most profound aspects of Stoicism, the belief that by accepting the transient nature of life, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. We stop clinging to things that are out of our control, and we allow ourselves to find peace in the flow of life, just as it is. Sleep, as you will soon find, is one of those natural flows. When you stop resisting it and accept the present moment, sleep comes easily. It becomes part of the natural cycle, a reminder that all things, including stress and worry, are temporary. Think about how much time you spend worrying about things that, when you reflect on them later, you realize weren't as important as you thought. By letting go of the need to hold on to these worries, you can create the mental space necessary for true relaxation. If you're able to look at your life through the Stoic lens of impermanence, you'll start to see that many of the things that cause you anxiety aren't as lasting as you once thought. When you lay in your bed tonight, remember that this moment is fleeting. You don't have to hold on to the events of the day, the worries of tomorrow, or anything else. Allow yourself to release them. The Stoic practice of mindfulness, of focusing on what's in front of you rather than what's behind or ahead, will help you embrace the peace of the present. As you breathe deeply and let go, remind yourself that just as the day fades, so too will your stresses. This is a natural cycle, and you are part of it. So, take a deep breath now, and with it, release all the tension, all the worries, all the thoughts that are keeping you from truly resting. Picture them fading away, just like the last rays of sunlight before night falls. Your worries will not last. They are temporary, like the day that is ending. The only thing that matters right now is the stillness of the present. With each breath, you're moving closer to the peaceful sleep that awaits you. The Stoics remind us that peace is found not in the permanence of our experiences, but in the acceptance of their fleeting nature. Life is constantly in motion, and so are you. Embrace this truth, and rest knowing that everything you're feeling right now is only temporary. The peace of the present is yours to claim, and it's waiting for you to embrace it fully, here and now. As we continue our journey through the Stoic teachings, let's turn our focus to another crucial idea that can ease your mind and help guide you toward a peaceful, restful sleep: the power of choosing how to respond. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we don't always have control over the situations that arise. We can't control the weather, the actions of others, or even unexpected challenges that come our way. But what we do have control over is our response to those situations. The Stoics believed that the only thing truly in our power is how we react to the circumstances of life. This concept is incredibly empowering, especially when you're preparing for sleep. Often, our minds become restless not because of what has happened to us, but because of how we've chosen to react to those events. The Stoics would remind you that it's not the external world that disturbs your peace, but your interpretation of it. Tonight, as you settle into bed, take a moment to reflect on this powerful idea. You have the ability to choose your response. The worries, stresses, and frustrations that may have occupied your mind today are not set in stone. You can choose to release them. You can choose to let go of the emotional weight you may be carrying, and in doing so, you open the door to peace and relaxation. Philosophers still debate whether we can ever truly control our responses, or whether our automatic reactions are shaped too strongly by our emotions. Some argue that it's nearly impossible to prevent our initial reactions from arising, especially when we're confronted with unexpected stresses. However, the Stoics would argue that while our initial reactions may be out of our control, we have the ability to pause and choose how we want to respond. It's in that pause, that moment of reflection, where true control lies. As you lie here, taking in the quiet of the night, think about how you might respond to the events of your day. Did something happen that made you feel anxious, frustrated, or upset? How did you respond? The Stoics would ask you to consider whether your reaction was rooted in wisdom, patience, and clarity, or whether it was shaped by impulsive emotions or external pressures. When we choose to respond from a place of calm, We allow ourselves to step away from the chaos of the world and create a sense of order within ourselves. This is the very practice that can bring you into a state of peace. Ready for sleep now? Bring that reflection into the present moment. How do you want to respond to the sensations you're feeling right now? If there's any restlessness in your body or mind, you have the power to choose your reaction to it. Perhaps you're feeling anxious or a bit scattered, with thoughts running through your head. But instead of giving in to the urge to chase those thoughts, take a deep breath and simply observe them. Acknowledge that they're there, but choose not to engage with them. Imagine your thoughts as passing clouds in the sky. You don't need to follow them. You don't need to become attached to them. You can simply watch them pass, knowing that they will disappear with time. The Stoics taught that our ability to detach from our thoughts and emotions is what gives us true freedom. This is the essence of choosing how to respond, not by suppressing our feelings, but by choosing how much energy we give to them. In this moment, as you breathe in deeply and let your body relax, you are practicing this art of response. You are choosing to create space between you and your thoughts. And that space is where true peace lives. Imagine that you're lying in a peaceful meadow, the breeze gently rustling the leaves around you. The world continues to turn, but you are no longer caught up in its rush. You have created a moment of stillness within yourself, a place where you can choose how to respond to anything that arises. The Stoics believed that this ability to choose was what allowed them to live in harmony with the world. They didn't need to control every external situation, they simply needed to control how they reacted to it. This is the ultimate power, and it's available to you right now, in this moment. By choosing your response to your thoughts, your emotions, and even the external world, you give yourself the gift of inner peace. You can stop the mental chatter and create a space of calm. And with that calm, sleep can gently find you. Take a moment to reflect on the day you've had. Is there anything that is still weighing on your mind? Maybe something didn't go the way you wanted it to, or you found yourself frustrated or anxious. But here's the truth. Whatever happened, it's already in the past. The Stoics would remind you that you have the power to let go of it. You don't have to hold on to it any longer. Think about the stress or discomfort you're feeling and recognize that it's a product of your reaction to the situation. Now, in this moment, you have the ability to change your reaction. You can let go of the need to dwell on what's already been done. With every deep breath, release any lingering tension in your body and mind. Choose to respond with acceptance and peace. You are in control here. You are choosing to let go of any remaining distractions, knowing that they no longer serve you. As you allow your body to relax and your mind to clear, think about how you've just exercised the power of choice. You've chosen to focus on the present moment, to release the past, and to embrace the peace of the night. This ability to choose how to respond is the key to a restful, restorative sleep. When we choose peace over worry, relaxation over tension, we open ourselves up to the possibility of deep rest. The Stoics believed that sleep, much like life, was a natural process that could be disrupted by our own thoughts and reactions. By choosing to let go of what we cannot control and accepting the present moment, we allow ourselves to fall into the flow of sleep. Sleep is not something we force. It is something we allow. It's the natural result of a peaceful, relaxed mind. And that's exactly what you're cultivating right now as you reflect on your ability to choose how to respond to life's ups and downs. With each deep breath, let go of any lingering thoughts or worries. With each exhale, release the tension in your body. Let peace fill the space where worry once resided. The power to respond with calm and clarity is yours. And with that power, sleep will come easily, gently, and naturally. As we continue our journey toward a peaceful night's rest, let's turn to another key Stoic idea, the role of nature in calmness. There's something inherently soothing about the natural world, whether it's the soft rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze, the rhythmic crash of ocean waves, or the stillness of a quiet forest. Nature has a way of grounding us, calming our minds, and reminding us of the simplicity of life. The Stoics understood this well. They believed that nature was the ultimate teacher, showing us how to live in harmony with the world and with ourselves. They saw nature as an embodiment of wisdom, a reflection of the order and tranquility that should govern our own lives. As you lie in your bed tonight, think about the role that nature plays in your own sense of calm. Imagine yourself standing by a peaceful lake, the water so still that it mirrors the sky above. There are no distractions, no worries, just the pure, quiet presence of nature. You can feel your mind slowing down as you immerse yourself in this serene moment. The Stoics believed that when we align ourselves with nature, when we embrace its rhythms and accept its flow, we are better able to live a life of tranquility and peace. The same is true for sleep. Just as nature flows effortlessly through its cycles, so too can your mind and body flow into a peaceful sleep. If you allow it, think for a moment about the simple wisdom nature offers us. A tree doesn't rush to grow. It takes its time, growing steadily, naturally. A river doesn't worry about how fast it's moving. It simply follows its course, flowing toward its destination. There's no urgency, no anxiety, just a quiet trust in the process. The Stoics believed that if we could adopt the same approach to life, if we could move through the world with the same calm, measured pace as a river or a tree, we would find greater peace. Imagine what it would be like to live in harmony with nature's rhythms, not forcing anything, but instead allowing life to unfold as it will. The Stoics practiced this by focusing on what they could control, namely, their own reactions and behaviors, while accepting the things they couldn't control, like the seasons, the weather, or the actions of others. The same approach can be applied to sleep. Instead of forcing yourself to fall asleep, imagine yourself flowing with the natural rhythms of your body. Breathe in deeply, allowing the stillness of the night to fill you up. And as you breathe out, let go of any tension or restlessness. You don't need to chase sleep. You can trust that, just as the night always follows the day, sleep will come when you allow it. Philosophers still debate the exact role nature should play in human life. Some believe that nature is purely an external force, one to be observed and respected, but not necessarily something we should imitate. Others, however, like the Stoics, argue that nature provides us with a profound blueprint for living, showing us how to embrace simplicity, patience, and acceptance. For the Stoics, nature was a reflection of the universe's underlying order, a reminder that we are part of something larger than ourselves. In the stillness of the night, as you lie here, you are connected to the same natural rhythms that govern the trees, the rivers, and the stars. You are part of this vast, beautiful order. By recognizing this connection, you can find peace. Think about the beauty of the night sky, how it remains constant and unchanging, even as the world below shifts and changes. The same stillness is within you. When you allow yourself to rest in this quiet, when you stop fighting against the flow of time and simply surrender to the present moment, you align yourself with the natural world. And in that alignment, you find peace. both within yourself and in the world around you. Nature is a perfect example of what the Stoics call living according to nature. This doesn't mean that we try to live exactly like the trees or the rivers, but rather that we recognize the natural order of things and find our place within it. Just as the trees grow at their own pace and the river flows without force, we can learn to accept the natural rhythm of our own lives. This includes the rhythms of our body, especially when it comes to sleep. If you listen to your body, you'll notice that it has its own natural cycles. There are times when you feel alert and energetic, and there are times when your body tells you it's time to rest. The key, the Stoics would argue, is to listen to those rhythms without resistance. Instead of forcing yourself to stay awake or pushing through fatigue, you can choose to trust your body's natural cues. Let yourself drift with the flow, just as a river allows itself to follow the path of least resistance. In this way, sleep becomes a natural, effortless process. Now, as you settle into the comfort of your bed, think about the natural world around you. If you live near trees, imagine the soft rustling of leaves in the wind. If you're near the ocean, imagine the steady rhythm of the waves. Even if you're in the city, you can picture the stars above or the quiet of the night settling in. Nature is always there, always providing a source of calm. When we connect with nature, we are reminded that peace doesn't have to come from external circumstances or material comforts. It comes from within. The Stoics would tell you that true tranquility arises when we learn to live in harmony with nature, accepting its rhythms and cycles as part of the larger order of things. As you breathe deeply and let go of any lingering tension, allow yourself to sink into this natural rhythm. Feel your body soften, your mind quiet, and your spirit align with the stillness of the night. Sleep, like the cycles of nature, will come in its own time. You don't need to force it. You simply need to trust the process. As you lie here, resting peacefully, remember that you are a part of nature's grand design. Just as the seasons change and the stars move across the sky, so too does your body and mind follow natural rhythms. There's no need to resist these rhythms. By accepting them, you open yourself to a deeper sense of peace and relaxation. Nature offers us a beautiful example of how to live with ease, simplicity, and patience. As you breathe in the stillness of the night, remember that you, too, can follow this flow. You are in perfect harmony with the world, and with that harmony comes the gift of rest. Now, as you continue to settle into the calming rhythm of the night, let's reflect on the Stoic concept of understanding and accepting personal limits. This idea is incredibly powerful when it comes to achieving inner peace and restful sleep. The Stoics believed that recognizing your own limits both physically and mentally was essential to living a fulfilled life. The idea isn't to push yourself beyond what you can handle, but to understand where your boundaries lie and to accept them. This understanding brings a sense of peace and tranquility, knowing that you don't need to strive for perfection or force yourself to do more than you are capable of. As you lie in bed tonight, think about how often we push ourselves beyond our limits, whether it's with work, social expectations, or even the constant pressure to do more. When was the last time you truly acknowledged your limits and gave yourself permission to rest? The Stoics would remind you that your energy and focus are finite resources, and it's essential to honor them rather than depleting them in pursuit of things that are beyond your control. Tonight, as you rest, you have the perfect opportunity to practice this Stoic wisdom by fully embracing your limits and allowing yourself to relax, without guilt or the need to be productive. You don't need to be anything more than you are right now, resting, breathing, and letting go. philosophers still debate how we should handle our limitations. Some argue that we should constantly challenge ourselves to overcome them, pushing beyond what we think is possible. Others, however, like the Stoics, believe that peace comes from understanding where our limitations lie and working within them. By accepting our limitations, we stop the internal struggle against what we cannot change. Think about it this way. When you accept that you can't control everything, you free yourself from the tension of trying to do so. You don't need to do anything more tonight. Your job right now is simply to rest. There's nothing more for you to accomplish in this moment. No deadlines, no tasks waiting to be finished. Just the quiet of the night and the natural rhythm of your body telling you it's time to sleep. The Stoics believed that by recognizing and respecting our limitations, we not only achieve peace, but also cultivate gratitude for what we have in the present moment. You don't need to be anywhere else, but right here, right now, in this peaceful moment of relaxation down. Let's reflect on how this understanding of limits can apply to your mind as well. Often, we push our mental capacities to the edge, believing that we need to be constantly alert, always thinking, solving, and planning. But our minds, much like our bodies, have their limits. Think about the last time you lay awake at night, your thoughts racing in every direction. Perhaps you were trying to solve a problem, figure out your next steps, or even relive moments of the day. The Stoics would remind you that there is wisdom in knowing when to let go. Just as your body needs rest after exertion, your mind needs rest from constant activity. You don't have to solve everything tonight. You can accept that some questions, some worries, can wait. Sleep comes easier when we stop mentally chasing after everything. Tonight, as you lie here, let go of any lingering mental tasks. Give yourself permission to put them aside. You've done enough for today. By embracing your mental limits, you allow yourself to rest fully, without the weight of unfinished thoughts or unresolved issues. As you reflect on your limits, both physical and mental, remember that these limits don't define your worth. They are not a reflection of your abilities or value, but simply a part of being human. The Stoics believed that true strength comes not from constantly pushing ourselves beyond our limits, but from understanding and accepting them. There is no shame in acknowledging that you can't do everything or that you need rest. In fact, this acceptance is a form of wisdom. By honoring your limits, you create the space for relaxation and peace, which are necessary for a restorative night's sleep. You can rest easy knowing that you are allowing yourself the gift of time to recharge. Just as the body needs sleep to function at its best, so too does the mind need moments of quiet, free from the pressures of constant doing. In this moment, you are doing exactly what your body and mind need, resting. You are not defined by your accomplishments or your productivity. You are simply a person who needs sleep, and there is nothing more powerful than honoring that need. Picture this. You are standing at the edge of a vast field, looking out at the horizon. The sun is setting, casting a soft, golden light across the land. You are no longer rushing to get somewhere or to do something. You are simply present in the moment, observing the beauty around you and feeling at peace with where you are. This is what it means to honor your limits. Instead of running after something that isn't there yet, you simply stand still and appreciate the present moment. You don't need to go anywhere or do anything more. All that matters right now is the quiet, peaceful space you're in. In this space, you can breathe deeply, release any lingering tension, and allow yourself to rest. This too is what sleep feels like, a moment of stillness, a moment of peace, a moment of surrender to the natural rhythm of your body. Just as the day gives way to night, your mind and body are ready to rest. There's nothing more you need to do. As you continue to settle into the quiet of the night, think about the relief that comes with embracing your limits. You don't need to fight against your body's natural rhythms or push yourself to the brink of exhaustion. You can simply relax, knowing that you are allowed to rest. You don't need to be constantly on or endlessly productive. The Stoics would remind you that living a peaceful, fulfilled life comes not from doing more, but from understanding when to stop. When you let go of the pressure to be anything more than what you are in this moment, you create space for peace to enter. Allow yourself to rest now, knowing that tomorrow will bring a new day, full of new opportunities to embrace your limits and find contentment in simplicity. For now, sleep is your reward for honoring what you need: rest, peace, and relaxation. As we continue on our journey toward a peaceful night's sleep, let's turn our attention to a crucial Stoic concept: rational thinking. The Stoics believed that rationality was one of the most important tools we have to calm the mind and bring peace to our lives. In fact, they argued that the root of much of our anxiety, stress, and restlessness comes from irrational thinking. When we're caught up in the whirlwind of emotions, fears, and worries, it's easy for our minds to become clouded and disorganized. But the Stoics believed that if we could learn to think rationally, to approach life with a clear and logical mind, we would find greater peace. This is especially true when it comes to sleep. Our thoughts often race at night, pulling us into a web of worry and anxiety. But if we take a moment to step back and apply rational thought, we can break free from that cycle. Rational thinking allows us to separate facts from feelings, to see things as they truly are, not as we fear or imagine them to be. When you're preparing for sleep, you don't need to engage with every thought or worry that comes to mind. You can step back, observe your thoughts from a distance, and ask yourself, is this rational? Is this fear based on truth, or is it a product of my imagination? By applying rational thinking to your thoughts, you can begin to detach from them and let them go. You don't need to solve everything tonight, and you certainly don't need to lose sleep over things that are outside of your control. When you embrace rational thinking, you allow yourself the freedom to rest. Philosophers still debate the role of rationality in life. Some argue that we should fully embrace our emotions, as they are a natural part of the human experience. Others, like the Stoics, believe that while emotions are natural, it's our responsibility to examine them through the lens of reason. Rational thinking, according to the Stoics, isn't about suppressing emotions or denying them. It's about recognizing that emotions can sometimes distort our perception of reality. When we allow our emotions to run unchecked, we can easily become overwhelmed by irrational fears, worries, or anxieties. But when we apply reason, we can begin to see things more clearly, with greater perspective. Think about how often you've been kept awake by irrational thoughts, fears of failure, worries about the future, or regrets about the past. These thoughts often feel overwhelming, like they are insurmountable. But when you take a step back and examine them rationally, you begin to see that they are simply thoughts, not facts. They are not as powerful as they seem. The Stoics taught that the ability to detach from our emotions and view them through the lens of reason is a key to finding peace. As you lie here in your bed, ready to sleep, take a moment to observe your thoughts. Are they rational? Are they grounded in reality, or are they based on fears and assumptions? By applying rational thinking to your mind, you can begin to see that many of the worries you're holding on to are not as important as they seem. And with that realization, you can let go of them now. Think about how this rational thinking applies to the world around you. Often, we become anxious or stressed because we perceive events in a way that is distorted by our emotions. For example, you may worry that a small mistake at work will lead to catastrophic consequences. But when you take a step back and think about the situation rationally, you realize that the consequences are likely much less severe than you imagined. Rational thinking allows us to put things into perspective, to see them as they truly are, without the exaggeration that our emotions often bring. When you're lying in bed, let your thoughts pass by without becoming attached to them. Ask yourself, is this worry based on reality, or is it based on a fear that is not grounded in truth? This simple act of rational reflection can help you free your mind from unnecessary worries and anxieties. By recognizing that many of our fears are irrational, we can begin to let go of them and find peace. Sleep becomes much easier when we're not holding on to unnecessary fears, when we're not wrapped up in the illusion of danger or doom. Rational thinking allows us to detach from these worries, to acknowledge them without allowing them to control us. In the same way, think about how your mind works when you're stressed or anxious. Often, our minds become overwhelmed by a flood of thoughts, making it difficult to focus or relax. This is where rational thinking can help. The Stoics taught that the mind is like a garden, and we are the gardeners. Just as we tend to our garden by removing weeds, we can tend to our minds by removing irrational thoughts. When you notice that your thoughts are becoming overwhelming or irrational, take a step back and observe them. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is it helping me? Or is it causing unnecessary stress? If the thought is not helping, you can choose to let it go. The power to control your thoughts, to guide them with reason, is within you. Rational thinking isn't about forcing yourself to think positively, but about examining your thoughts with clarity and detaching from those that don't serve you. When you practice this, you create space in your mind for peace to enter. And with that peace comes the ability to rest, to sleep, and to wake up refreshed and calm. As you breathe deeply now, feel the calmness of rational thought filling your mind. You don't need to hold on to any thoughts that are causing you distress. You can choose to let them go. As you release the tension in your body, know that you are also releasing the unnecessary thoughts in your mind. Sleep comes easier when we make space for it, when we clear away the clutter of irrational thinking. The Stoics would remind you that by practicing rational thinking, you're not only preparing yourself for a restful night's sleep, but you're also training your mind for greater peace and clarity in everyday life. As you settle deeper into your bed, feel the weight of your thoughts lifting off your shoulders. Let the stillness of the night fill you with a sense of calm. You have everything you need right now: peace, rest, and the clarity of rational thinking. Allow yourself to let go of anything that doesn't serve you and embrace the quiet comfort of sleep. When you wake in the morning, you'll feel refreshed, with a clearer mind and a peaceful heart. You've done your work by applying reason, and now it's time to rest. As you continue to sink deeper into the quiet calm of the night, let's explore another powerful Stoic concept that can guide you toward restful sleep, turning adversity into growth. Life is filled with challenges, both big and small, that can test our patience, resilience, and inner strength. But for the Stoics, challenges were not something to avoid or fear. They saw adversity as an opportunity for growth, a way to strengthen the mind and character. Every obstacle, every difficulty was viewed as a lesson, an opportunity to practice virtues such as wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. As you lie here, think about the challenges you've faced recently. Perhaps there's something that's been weighing on your mind, something that feels overwhelming or difficult to process. The Stoics would remind you that this challenge is not something to dread. Instead, it's an opportunity to practice resilience and to grow stronger in your ability to face adversity with calmness and clarity. By embracing challenges as part of the natural flow of life, you can learn to transform them into stepping stones toward personal growth. And as you prepare for sleep tonight, this Stoic approach can bring you peace. You don't need to solve everything tonight, and you don't need to carry the weight of your challenges into your dreams. Instead, you can acknowledge them, let them be, and rest, knowing that every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow. Sleep becomes easier when we let go of the burden of trying to control every outcome, and instead embrace the process of growth and learning. Philosophers still debate how we should approach adversity. Some argue that adversity should be avoided at all costs, while others believe that it's only through facing challenges head-on that we grow. The Stoics, however, took a more nuanced approach. They didn't seek out adversity, but they didn't shy away from it either. Instead, they saw every challenge as a chance to practice virtue and to develop a stronger, more resilient character. When you encounter difficulty, the Stoics would ask you not to resist it, but to face it with a sense of calm and purpose. Think about the times when you've faced challenges in the past. How did you react? Did you see them as burdens to carry, or did you recognize them as opportunities to learn and grow? When you approach adversity with a Stoic mindset, you stop seeing it as something that needs to be avoided or fixed, and instead, you begin to see it as part of your journey. This shift in perspective can bring a sense of calm, even in the midst of difficulty. And it can also bring you peace as you prepare for sleep. Instead of tossing and turning, carrying the weight of your challenges with you, you can rest knowing that every difficulty is an opportunity for growth. The Stoics believed that true peace comes not from avoiding challenges, but from accepting them with grace and understanding. When you accept that adversity is a natural part of life, you can approach it with a sense of calm, ready to learn from it, rather than be overwhelmed by it now, as you lie here. Think about the difficulties you've faced in your own life. Perhaps there's a challenge that's still on your mind, something you feel uncertain or anxious about. Instead of focusing on the potential negative outcomes, try to shift your perspective. What is this challenge teaching you? What can you learn from it? The Stoics believed that every experience, no matter how difficult, had something valuable to offer. Even the most painful moments can teach us something about ourselves, about our values, and about the world around us. By approaching adversity with this mindset, you can transform it from something negative into something positive, something that helps you grow. And as you prepare for sleep, you don't need to hold onto the stress or worry associated with these challenges. You can acknowledge them, accept them, and let them go. Sleep becomes much easier when we let go of the need to control everything. When we release the pressure of having to have all the answers. Instead, we can rest in the knowledge that every challenge is part of our personal growth, and we are learning with each step. Think about how this Stoic approach applies to your body as well. Our bodies, like our minds, face challenges. We get tired, we experience discomfort, and sometimes we push ourselves beyond what we're capable of. The Stoics would remind you that, just like the mind, the body has its limits. It's important to honor those limits and allow ourselves to rest when needed. By embracing the natural rhythm of your body and accepting the times when it needs to rest, you create space for rejuvenation. This is the very essence of self-care, a practice that not only nourishes your body, but also allows you to face life's challenges with greater strength and clarity. When you embrace this idea of turning adversity into growth, you stop resisting the natural need for rest. Instead, you allow sleep to come naturally, knowing that rest is an essential part of your growth. You don't need to push yourself through exhaustion or carry the weight of your day with you. Instead, you can rest and recharge, ready to face whatever comes next with calmness and resilience. As you breathe deeply now, let go of any lingering stress or worry. Acknowledge the challenges you've faced today or in the past, and recognize them for what they are: opportunities for growth. Instead of clinging to them, let them go. With each breath, release the tension in your body and mind, allowing yourself to fully embrace the process of growth. The Stoics believed that peace comes not from avoiding difficulty, but from accepting it with grace. Tonight, as you settle into your bed, let go of any remaining stress, knowing that you have faced challenges with strength, and that each challenge has made you stronger. You don't need to hold on to anything anymore. You can rest knowing that you are growing, learning, and becoming stronger with each experience. Sleep will come easily when you release the need to control everything and instead trust in the process of growth. As we continue this journey toward a peaceful, restful night's sleep, let's explore another crucial Stoic principle: the value of a well-ordered mind. The Stoics believed that a calm and organized mind is essential for a fulfilling life. When your mind is cluttered with disorganized thoughts, worries, and distractions, it becomes nearly impossible to find peace. Sleep, in particular, can be elusive when our minds are in turmoil. The Stoics understood that our thoughts, when left unchecked, can lead us down a path of anxiety, restlessness, and emotional turmoil. However, by cultivating a well-ordered mind, one that is calm, focused, and clear, we can create the ideal environment for both inner peace and restful sleep. So, as you lie here, take a moment to reflect on your own mental state. Is your mind organized, or are there scattered thoughts pulling you in different directions? The Stoics would remind you that, just like a cluttered room, a cluttered mind needs attention and care. It requires us to clear away the distractions, to prioritize what truly matters, and to focus on what is within our control. As you settle deeper into your bed, take a few moments to breathe deeply and allow your thoughts to slow down. Picture your mind like a room at first filled with disarray and clutter. Now, as you focus on your breath, let that clutter slowly fade away, leaving only clarity and calm. The Stoics believed that when we clear away the distractions and unnecessary noise, we create the space for peace to enter. In this moment, there is nothing more important than the present. There is no need to rush or worry. Just let go of any thoughts that are not serving you and focus on the simplicity of your breath, the rhythm of your body, and the quiet of the night. Philosophers still argue about the importance of an ordered mind. Some believe that the mind should be free and unburdened, constantly flowing and evolving. Others, like the Stoics, argue that a disciplined mind, one that is carefully organized and clear, is the key to true peace. The Stoics taught that we should not allow our minds to be dominated by unnecessary thoughts, distractions, or impulses. Instead, we should focus on what is essential and let go of anything that is not serving our well-being. This discipline allows us to find calm in the midst of chaos, to remain centered even when the world around us is in disarray. When you approach your thoughts with this kind of order and clarity, you stop feeling overwhelmed by them. Instead of letting your thoughts race and spiral, you can focus on one thing at a time, allowing your mind to rest in the simplicity of the present moment. Imagine now that your thoughts are like books on a shelf. You don't need to pull every book off and examine it. Instead, you can choose one book the present moment, and let the rest sit quietly on the shelf. You don't need to get caught up in every worry, every memory, every fleeting thought. You can choose to focus on what matters most right now: your breath, your body, and the peace of the night. This is the essence of a well-ordered mind, the ability to focus on what is important and to let go of the rest. As you reflect on this idea, think about how it applies to your body as well. The Stoics understood that our physical state is closely tied to our mental state. When our bodies are restless or tense, our minds become restless as well. And when our minds are cluttered with worries or distractions, it can be difficult to relax and find rest. But when we take the time to calm both our bodies and our minds, we create the perfect environment for deep, restorative sleep. As you lie here, take a deep breath and feel your body begin to relax. With each exhale, imagine releasing any tension or discomfort, allowing your body to settle into the bed. You don't need to be in a hurry. You don't need to solve anything right now. All you need to do is be present in this moment, allowing your body to release the day's stress and settle into a peaceful state. The Stoics would remind you that true peace comes not from rushing through life or trying to control everything, but from accepting the present moment and allowing yourself to rest. As your body becomes more relaxed, your mind can follow. Let your thoughts slow down, one by one, until only calm remains. Just as you are organizing your body's relaxation, you are also organizing your thoughts, clearing away the mental clutter that has built up throughout the day. Think about how often your mind becomes overwhelmed by the many tasks and thoughts that demand your attention. The Stoics believed that we have the power to choose where to direct our focus. Instead of letting our minds race from one worry to another, we can decide to focus on the present moment. When you choose to focus on what is important, your breath, your body, the peace of the night, you begin to create a well-ordered mind. And in that order, sleep can naturally follow. You no longer need to fight against your thoughts or try to control them. Instead, you can let them pass by like clouds in the sky, without attaching any judgment or urgency to them. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to relax and fall asleep. The Stoics taught that true discipline comes from within. When we learn to organize our thoughts, to clear away the mental clutter, we create the conditions for peace and rest. You don't need to be caught up in the chaos of your thoughts. You can let go of the unnecessary and focus on what matters most, your present experience. The peace that is available to you right now as you continue to breathe deeply. Imagine your mind becoming quieter, more organized with each breath. You are creating space for calm, space for rest. Let your thoughts fall away gently, as if they are leaves floating down a stream, carried away by the current. You are no longer attached to them. You no longer need to analyze or solve anything. You simply need to be present and allow yourself to rest. In this moment, you are free from the clutter of your mind. You are free to let go and embrace the simplicity of the present. The Stoics would remind you that the key to a peaceful life and a peaceful sleep is to organize your thoughts and your actions, to focus on what is important, and to let go of what is not. Tonight, as you lie here, allow this sense of order and calm to fill you completely. Rest, knowing that your mind is clear, your body is relaxed, and peace is yours to enjoy. As you continue to relax into the quiet embrace of the night, let's turn our focus toward the Stoic principle of gratitude. In a world that often emphasizes what we don't have, what we've yet to achieve, or what's still out of our reach, gratitude is a reminder to pause and reflect on what we do have. what we've already achieved, and what we can appreciate in the present moment. The Stoics believed that gratitude is not just a feeling, but a conscious choice to recognize and be thankful for the good in our lives, no matter how small. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to dissatisfaction, anxiety, and even restlessness. When you practice gratitude, you shift your focus away from what's lacking and toward what's already abundant. This shift in perspective is especially powerful as you prepare for sleep. When your mind is filled with gratitude, it naturally quiets and your body relaxes. Instead of dwelling on worries or regrets, you can embrace a sense of peace by acknowledging the good things in your life. Tonight, as you settle into your bed, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. Perhaps it's the warmth of your blanket, the comfort of your bed, or even the quiet of the night. It could be something as simple as the fact that you have a moment of peace to rest, or that you've made it through the day despite the challenges you faced. Whatever it is, take a moment to appreciate it. The Stoics believed that when we focus on what we're grateful for, we cultivate a sense of contentment and peace that is not dependent on external circumstances. This is the foundation for deep, restorative sleep, a mind that is calm, centered, and full of appreciation for what is. Philosophers still debate whether gratitude is something we can simply choose, or whether it is a feeling that arises naturally in response to external events. Some argue that gratitude is an emotional response that cannot be forced. Others, like the Stoics, believe that gratitude is a mindset, a choice we can make at any moment. It's not about denying the challenges or difficulties we face, but about recognizing that even in adversity, there is something to be grateful for. The Stoics taught that gratitude is not just for the pleasant or easy moments in life, but for all moments, because every experience is an opportunity for growth, learning, and resilience. This perspective can transform how you approach your daily life, as well as how you prepare for sleep. Instead of lying awake, replaying the events of your day with a sense of dissatisfaction or worry, you can shift your focus to what you're grateful for. Whether it's the love of family or friends, the beauty of nature, or the simple fact that you have a bed to sleep in. Gratitude helps you connect to the present moment and embrace peace. Now, think about how you can incorporate gratitude into your nighttime routine. Before you drift off to sleep, reflect on the small things that brought you comfort or joy today. Maybe it was a moment of connection with someone you care about, or maybe it was something simple, like a good meal or a moment of laughter. The Stoics would remind you that the ability to appreciate life's simple pleasures is a key to finding peace and contentment. When you cultivate gratitude, you begin to see the beauty in everyday moments, and that beauty brings a sense of calm, in the same way that a flower blooms in the quiet of the morning. Your sense of gratitude can bloom in the stillness of the night. As you breathe deeply and relax further, allow your mind to fill with appreciation for the good things in your life. Picture them in your mind, one by one, and allow the warmth of gratitude to settle into your heart. The Stoics believed that by focusing on gratitude, we can find serenity in the present moment, free from the distractions of what we don't have or what we think we need. In this moment, you have everything you need to rest your body, your mind, your breath, and your sense of gratitude. As you reflect on the power of gratitude, imagine how it can transform the way you experience each day. When you begin each day with a sense of appreciation, your mind becomes more focused on the positive aspects of life. Gratitude doesn't just change how you think, it also changes how you feel. It shifts your emotional state from one of scarcity or dissatisfaction to one of abundance and contentment. This shift is not just theoretical, it has a direct impact on your well-being, both mentally and physically. When we focus on what we're grateful for, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the body responsible for relaxation and healing. This means that gratitude doesn't just make us feel good emotionally, it can also help our bodies relax, making it easier to drift into a peaceful, restful sleep. As you lie here now, let the power of gratitude flow through you, relaxing every muscle in your body. Feel the warmth of appreciation spread through your chest, your arms and your legs, until every part of you is at ease. You don't need to hold on to any worries or stresses right now. Let them go. You can rest in the knowledge that you have everything you need, that you've done your best, and that you can be grateful for the gift of rest tonight. Think about how you can carry this sense of gratitude into your daily life. Every night before you sleep, take a moment to reflect on the small things that brought you comfort, joy, or peace that day. This simple practice of gratitude can shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, helping you feel more content, calm, and at ease. When you wake in the morning, start your day with gratitude, too. This simple shift in perspective can make all the difference in how you approach your day, your challenges, and even your sleep. Gratitude helps you embrace the present moment, rather than worrying about the past or the future. It allows you to rest in peace, knowing that you are enough, that you have enough, and that you are exactly where you need to be. Let this sense of gratitude fill you completely now, as you breathe deeply and relax. Sleep is the natural result of a mind that is full of appreciation, free from worry, and at peace with the present. Allow yourself to let go of any remaining tension or anxiety and rest fully in the comfort of gratitude. You are deserving of this peaceful sleep, and tomorrow will bring new opportunities to embrace gratitude and peace once again. As we near the final stretch of our journey into peaceful sleep, let's delve into the Stoic practice of evening reflection, a powerful tool for calming the mind and preparing for restful rest. The Stoics believed that reflection was a key part of living a virtuous life. It's through reflecting on our actions, thoughts, and emotions that we gain insight into how we're living and where we might improve. Each night, before sleep, the Stoics would take time to review their day, asking themselves what they did well, what they could have done better, and what they learned. This practice of reflection isn't meant to be a harsh judgment, but rather a calm, thoughtful review, one that allows us to learn and grow without self-criticism or regret. It's a gentle process of acknowledging the day's experiences and giving ourselves the space to release any lingering thoughts, leaving us free to rest. As you lie in bed tonight, imagine yourself going through a peaceful, non-judgmental review of your day. Think about the moments when you acted in alignment with your values, when you demonstrated patience, wisdom, or kindness. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for those moments, recognizing that they reflect the best of who you are. Now, think about the moments when things didn't go as well, times when you felt frustrated, angry, or impatient. The Stoics would remind you that these moments are not failures, but opportunities for growth. Instead of judging yourself, ask yourself what you can learn from those experiences. What would you do differently next time? By approaching your reflection with curiosity and compassion, you create space for growth without carrying unnecessary guilt or shame. As you breathe deeply and slowly, allow yourself to let go of any lingering judgments or frustrations. Whatever happened today, it is over. There is no need to carry those emotions into the night. This is the beauty of reflection. It allows us to process our experiences, learn from them, and then release them, creating mental and emotional space for peace and sleep. Philosophers still debate whether evening reflection should focus solely on self-improvement or if it should also include gratitude and acknowledgement of our progress. Some believe that constant reflection on our shortcomings can be too harsh, potentially leading to self-doubt or negative thinking. Others, however, like the Stoics, believed that reflection should be balanced. It should involve acknowledging both the areas where we can improve and the moments where we've succeeded. The Stoics taught that we should not be overly harsh on ourselves, but instead recognize that we are all works in progress. Reflection isn't about seeking perfection, it's about learning, growing, and embracing each moment as an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. When we embrace reflection in this way, we let go of the need for perfection and accept that mistakes are a natural part of the journey. This approach makes it easier to release any lingering tension or regret before bed. As you settle deeper into your bed, reflect on your day without judgment. Appreciate the efforts you made, no matter how small, and learn from the moments where things didn't go as planned. Sleep becomes much easier when we are at peace with ourselves, knowing that we've done our best and that tomorrow is a new opportunity to try again. Think about how you can incorporate this practice of evening reflection into your nightly routine. It doesn't need to be a long or complicated process. Simply take a few moments before you fall asleep to reflect on the day with kindness and curiosity. Ask yourself what went well and what you might do differently tomorrow. You might even choose to reflect on one small thing you're grateful for that day, as gratitude naturally complements reflection and enhances the sense of peace. By taking just a few minutes to gently review the day, you can release any lingering thoughts or emotions, allowing your mind to rest and your body to relax into a peaceful sleep. The Stoics believed that the practice of reflection was not just about learning from mistakes, but also about acknowledging our growth and progress. In doing so, we are better able to accept ourselves, flaws and all, and approach life with a sense of calm, knowing that we are always learning and evolving. This kind of reflective practice helps us let go of the need to be perfect and allows us to rest more easily, free from self-criticism or unnecessary stress. Now, let's shift to the present moment and think about how this practice can help you sleep tonight. As you reflect on your day, think about what you are grateful for, perhaps a small victory, a kind gesture, or simply the fact that you have a moment to rest. The Stoics taught that gratitude was an essential part of reflection. When we acknowledge the good in our lives, even amidst difficulty, we bring a sense of peace to our minds. Allow your gratitude to fill you up, knowing that you've done your best today and that you can let go of anything that no longer serves you. You don't need to hold on to the challenges of the day. The Stoics would remind you that tomorrow is a new day, and you have the opportunity to approach it with a clear mind and a peaceful heart. As you lie here now, let go of any lingering thoughts, judgments, or worries. They no longer need your attention. Breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, imagine releasing any tension or stress. With each breath, you are surrendering the day's burdens and embracing the calm of the night. As we close this journey toward peaceful sleep, remember that this practice of evening reflection isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about learning to accept yourself, to acknowledge both your strengths and areas for growth, and to rest peacefully knowing that you've done your best. The Stoics would remind you that sleep is not just a time for rest, but an opportunity for growth. When we approach our reflections with kindness and curiosity, we allow ourselves to release what we no longer need, creating the space for peace and relaxation. With each breath, let go of the day and allow yourself to rest in the knowledge that you are enough, that you are always growing, and that tomorrow is a new day to practice, to reflect, and to be at peace. As we near the final moments of our peaceful journey into rest, let's turn to one final Stoic lesson, one that encapsulates the essence of both tranquility and joy, cultivating joy through simplicity. In a world that often encourages us to seek happiness in external achievements, material possessions, or fleeting experiences, the Stoics believed that true joy is found not in the accumulation of things, but in the simplicity of being. They taught that when we simplify our desires and focus on the essentials, we uncover a deeper, more lasting sense of contentment. This Stoic concept challenges the common narrative that happiness is something we must chase or earn. Instead, it invites us to recognize that joy can be found in the small, everyday moments, the quiet of the night, the warmth of a blanket, the simple act of breathing deeply, and the peace that comes from being present. Tonight, as you settle into your bed, think about the simple things that bring you joy. Perhaps it's the comfort of your space, the gentle rhythm of your breath, or the stillness that surrounds you. The Stoics believed that we don't need to look outside ourselves to find joy. When we stop seeking happiness in things, achievements, or others, we begin to discover a wellspring of contentment that is always available to us. This joy isn't dependent on external circumstances, is an inner state, cultivated by acceptance, mindfulness, and appreciation for the present moment. As you lie here now, in the quiet of the night, reflect on how much you already have to be grateful for. You don't need more than this. You don't need to chase after anything else. All that is required for peace and joy is to be present and to appreciate what is already around you. This is the essence of Stoic joy. It's not about striving or achieving, but about appreciating the simplicity and beauty of the life you already have. As you breathe deeply, let yourself feel the warmth of this joy, simple, unassuming, and deeply fulfilling. Let it fill you up, knowing that you don't need to go anywhere or do anything to feel complete. You are enough just as you are. In this moment, philosophers still debate whether simplicity truly leads to joy, or whether it's the pursuit of greater accomplishments and experiences that brings fulfillment. Some believe that a life of simplicity may feel empty, that happiness is derived from striving toward larger goals or accumulating experiences. However, the Stoics, along with many philosophers throughout history, would argue that the more we simplify our desires, the more we free ourselves from the constant longing for more. By eliminating the distractions and demands of external desires, we open ourselves to a profound sense of contentment with what we already have. The Stoics taught that by reducing our wants and embracing simplicity, we can learn to live in harmony with the world around us. This doesn't mean rejecting ambition or dreams, it simply means not allowing them to control us. When we find joy in the small, simple things, we no longer feel burdened by the need for more. We stop chasing after elusive goals, and instead, we embrace what is already here. Tonight, as you relax into your bed, think about how often we overlook the simple joys in favor of the bigger, more complex ones. We look for happiness in achievements, possessions, or future promises. But the Stoics would remind us that true joy comes from learning to appreciate the present moment. You don't need to wait for tomorrow or strive for more. Tonight, you already have everything you need for peace and joy. Allow yourself to experience the joy of simply being, of simply resting, and of letting go of all the external pressures that tell you need more. Now, Think about how you can carry this lesson of simplicity and joy with you beyond tonight. Imagine what your life might look like if you focused on the simple, everyday moments, if you chose to appreciate the quiet moments in your day, the small victories, the little joys that often go unnoticed. The Stoics taught that true happiness is not found in grand achievements or external validation, but in the quiet, inner contentment that comes from living in alignment with your values and focusing on what truly matters. When you stop seeking joy in external circumstances, you begin to cultivate a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. The Stoics believed that by simplifying your desires, you create space for genuine joy to enter your life. Instead of striving for things that may never bring true happiness, you learn to appreciate the present moment and all that it holds. Tonight, as you rest, allow yourself to embrace this simple joy. You don't need to be anything more than you are in this moment. You don't need to do anything else. Just breathe deeply, relax, and enjoy the simple peace that comes with being present. Let go of any expectations or pressures. You are enough, just as you are. Think about the beauty in the simplicity of the night around you, the stars, the silence, the soft hum of the world continuing on without you. In this moment, there is nothing to chase. Everything is exactly as it should be. The Stoics believed that when we align ourselves with the natural flow of life, we find peace. We let go of the constant need for more and allow ourselves to experience the joy that comes with accepting things as they are. As you lie in your bed tonight, let this simplicity bring you peace. You don't need to wait for a change in circumstances to feel content. You don't need to achieve anything more to be happy. The joy of simplicity is always available to you in every moment. As you focus on your breath and allow your body to relax, embrace the quiet, the stillness, and the simplicity of this moment. Sleep will come naturally when we stop chasing it, when we allow ourselves to rest in the peace of simplicity. The Stoics would remind you that true contentment comes not from what we lack, but from appreciating what we already have. Tonight, as you rest, let go of the need for anything more. Embrace the peace, the quiet, and the simple joy of being.